This is how I went from an organized home and a mind that was too foggy and anxious to enjoy any of it to a home that now feels peaceful. Because at some point, I thought if I could organize my home perfectly, then everything would be just fine. And it helped, but only for a while because the home and the systems was never the problem. It was everything I was already carrying on the inside, bringing into my space. And until I stopped trying to control everything and started building from a place of surrender, that I discovered something was actually stopping me from having that peaceful home. And it wasn't another system. That is what we're going to talk about in today's video. Hi, I'm Saskia. Welcome back. Something I came across many times when speaking to moms who were looking for help organizing their homes is that they will build their home systems and aesthetics. And at first, it sounds good because it looked great, but then everything will collapse until I let them know that any system that is set up need a foundation. Without a foundation, that same system, as beautiful as it is, will fall apart. And that foundation is the daily habits that we set for our home, because it is always habits first before systems. But sometimes we don't, we get that mixed up. We think systems first and that should just solve everything. But no system survive on its own. And that same thing is true even for our spiritual life. Because many times as Christians, we build systems for our life. We go and marry the person we believe God wants us to marry. We have these goals we want to build, not build, but we want to raise godly children. We want to have the godly career, all the things, the systems that we can think of, right? That we're building for our life. The systems are like goals, like long-term goals. Those are fine. But then we forget it is important for us to build daily habits. And those daily habits as Christians are spending time with God in His Word and prayer, worshiping Him. And if we are not doing that, if we are not building intimacy with God, if we're not growing in our relationship with Him, then everything else that we are trying to build will fall. There's no way that I can have the wisdom that I need to raise godly children if I'm not going to the source, which is His Word. And when we're not actively searching and seeking Christ, then we are missing out on all the things that He has promised us and all the things that He is wanting, that He's trying to do in our life. We won't know His will for our life. We won't know His will for our children, for our marriage. We won't know the mind of God if we are not going to Him and in His Word. And this reminds me of the parable found in Matthew, I believe 7, verse 24 to 27. Don't quote me. Jesus was talking about building on the rock. Because if we build our home on the foundation of sand, when the storm comes, it will just wash it away. But if we build our home on the rock, even though storms will come, because storms will come, that house will stay standing. And the rock is Christ. Now, if you are finding any of this information useful, give this video a like so that other moms will find this as well. I need to give you practical things that you can do, that you can take and implement in your home today. All right. So practical step number 1, go before you build anything else. I want you to go into the spaces in your home that have these systems you set up and ask yourself this one question. Do I have habits that support the systems in this space? And if your answer is no, I hate to tell you, but your system will come crashing down sooner or later. Let's take laundry, for example, right? You can have the prettiest laundry room, the pretty bins, all of that, right? But if you are not making it a habit to take those clothes out the washing machine, put them in the dryer, take them out the dryer, fold them and put them away. See, if you're not planning on doing any of that, then that laundry system will fall apart. Before you know it, 2 days will feel like 2 weeks. You will fall behind. That's just how these things work. Anytime you have a system for your home, you need to have the habits to go with it. Because now, step number 2 You are going to build your system on top of the habits that are already working. That is the formula. Now, speaking of systems, I just have to say this. You want to make sure that whatever system that you are building for your home, that it is kid friendly. If your system is not kid friendly, you will be the only one maintaining that space. You'll be frustrated at your children, frustrated at your spouse. Notice I did not say spouse friendly. I said kid friendly, because that system needs to be as easy as possible that anyone can follow it. You don't need to have color coded baskets. I know when we watch these Netflix shows and we see these children room and they look so beautiful, they look so organized. You ever stop and ask yourself this question, like, who is actually going to maintain this room? Listen, don't nobody got time for that. I know I cannot keep up with that, okay? I need my kids' systems that are set up in their room to be so easy that they are going to maintain it themselves. But I have to say this. When it comes to habits, if you are telling your kids that they need to do something and yet you are not doing it yourself, they won't do it. Children learn by doing what they see you do, not what they hear you do. And I had to learn that the hard way. You can talk all you want. If you are not modeling the healthy daily habits of putting things away, of putting the dishes in the sink, loading the dishwasher, making sure that the home is clean, making sure that you put your clothes in the hamper once you take them off, guess what? They're not going to do that. They will follow your example. So be sure that when you are setting up those daily habits, that you yourself are keeping up with them, that you're following them, so that your children will also get in the habit of creating daily and healthy habits for themselves. All right, now if you want a simple place to put all of this together, I have a free daily schedule that I will link in the description below. Go ahead and grab it. It will help you with everything that we just talked about today. Now, whether this is your first video or you have been following the series on this channel from video number 1 to now, I want you to know this. You have everything that you need to start. Not to be perfect, not to be the most organized person, but to start. You are ahead of many people who have tried to get their home organized and failed because they were missing these foundational things and steps that we have been talking about during these past 5 weeks. So congratulations. And I hope to see you in the next video because there is more to come. So make sure you subscribe and turn your notification on so that you will be notified when the next video has been released. All right. I love you with the love of Christ, and I will see you in the next video.